Good evening, everyone. I think it's been forever that I don't see Tim talking here. So what a difference a vacation makes, huh? Fantastic. Thank you, Tim. It was awesome. Well, if you got the flyer about the lecture today, the name there was Spiritual Intelligence, which is the same as the God spot because that came from this discovery from the scientists. Allan Kardec, the codifier of Spiritism, once said, "If science prove anything that Spiritism said wrong, stick with science." And what we're seeing nowadays is that science is sticking with Spiritism more and more, up to a point that they are admitting that we have a spot dedicated to our spiritual side inside our brain. They admit nowadays that we have a spiritual intelligence. We were talking about IQ. Our intelligence comes from our prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that is rational. Then they discovered the EQ, which is the emotional intelligence. And now, proven by scientists, that is the SQ. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that fantastic? So science is sticking to Spiritism instead. What Kardec just said, if science proves us wrong, please stick to science. I don't know, this is a totally different focus. And I don't know if you ever notice this frame right behind me that says just that. Spirituality, logic, and science meet perfectly in Spiritism. That's it. And it's still not a new religion, but a new perspective in life. What this is telling us, focus. Whatever you're focused in, your life goes that way. If you focus on your spiritual side, your day, your week, your month will go straight to your spiritual level, to what can you do to perfect, to work better within yourself, and then to help others. So they found out that, yeah, we have a God spot in our brain. And that's what we're going to talk about. But first, let's talk about what is spirit. The Spiritist book, question 123, say that spirit is the intelligent principle of the universe. And now we know what the spirit is, right? Too broad. So they add, Kardec said, what is the essential nature of the spirit? He said, it's not possible to explain the nature of spirit in your language. By your language, understand, with the knowledge that we have in planet Earth, we don't have this capability of understanding what the spirit is. It's too big to put in words. It's like the concept of God. We have to name it. We have to give him a face like us to understand something so powerful that takes care of everybody, that creates the whole universe and so many others. But we're not capable to understand, so we are not capable to understand yet what the spirit is. Is spirit synonymous with intelligence? Intelligence is an essential attribute of the spirit, but both merge in a unitary principle so that for you they may be said that they are to be the same thing. So at this point we understand intelligence as spirit and spirit as intelligence. And now science comes to tell us that there is a new kind of intelligence, which is the spiritual intelligence. I think the circle is getting closer to the end. Because science and spirituality got separated long time ago. Because if scientists say that the world is not flat, they're going to be burned as witches and warlocks. So we got this major separation in between science and religion, and now we're coming together again. So what is the God spot? This is a research that was recently published by many, not just one, many scientists from around the world, reports the discovery of the so-called God's point in human brain, an area that would be responsible for people's spiritual experiences. So what is it? It's an area in the temporal lobe that makes us seek meaning and values for life. Why am I here? What am I doing? Where do I go? Every single question that a human being ever made, ever questioned himself or others, comes from the God spot. We have a friend that gave many lectures here. He comes from Miami. His name is Luis Lima. I just got my point. You know, I don't have a device inside my ear, but I have somebody just, Luis Lima. Yeah. So Luis Lima, he's a biologist, right? Wrong? Okay. And in some of his lectures, he showed us that sometimes our neurons, before they do the synapses, for them to do the synapses, they have to put the end of it down and touch the ground to realize the synapses, to make it work. Sometimes they point up and stay up for a fraction of a second or sometimes some seconds. Up, there's nothing. But they still point up so many times. Why? Why are they capturing? We cannot see. And because we cannot see, and because the scientists cannot see, and they cannot, there's nothing. There's maybe some, weird behavior. And now we are understanding that maybe there is some energy, maybe there is some waves that our neurons are capturing before the synapses to make it easier to understand what's coming, to add values to what's coming as a perception, as a new realization for us, as aha moment for us. Linked to spiritual experience, it's a kind of neuroorganization that enables man to carry out our creative, insightful, formulatory, and repeatable thinking. But that's awesome. Many scientists are proving this, but the main one that is dealing with this kind of information is the scientist called Dana Zohar. And she doesn't have too much on her shoulders. She's just graduated in physics from Harvard. She has a postgraduate degree from Massachusetts MIT. She currently teaches at Oxford. She's author of 8 books, and most of the books are translated in 27 languages. So if that doesn't give her respect, I don't know what would. So this is a serious study. This is not a mumbo-jumbo. This is not something that somebody came up with just to say, oh, I have something new, buy. No, this is something that's being researched and being proved by science. So it's very interesting, especially for us, because the main thing for the man is searching for the meaning. It's our main motivation. I don't know if you heard about a guy called Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl wrote the book Man Searching Meaning. And he's the creator of the logotherapy, which is a therapy that tells that we look for purpose in life. And when we find purpose, we get completed. And if we don't find your purpose, it's kind of an erratic life that we live. He found out, or his insights came from the time that he was in prison at the Nazi camps. He'd been to several of them, main one Auschwitz. And he realized that the ones that survived to the Holocaust, the ones that, because every one of us here, if we were there, we were in the same situation. It doesn't matter if it's strong or not. depleted from food, from good clothing in the winter. So the chances for me die or you die would be the same. So why I don't die and you do? And he started realizing that the ones that did not die, they had a purpose, which is to tell the world the story that happens inside. And then he starts studying the power of purpose, the power of have meaning on something in life. And he developed the logotherapy. So it's very powerful, our search for meaning, our search for having a purpose in life. It's a third intelligence which places our actions and experiences in a wider context of meaning and value, making them more effective. Having a high spiritual quotient, SQ, implies in being able to use the spiritual side to have a richer and fuller sense of life, purpose, and personal direction. Otherwise, how can you explain in the same house two sisters, one pretty, beautiful, twins. Both are really nice and beautiful, but one is crippled. It's in a wheelchair. They're both nice, the nicest person that you're ever going to see. So why is she born like this, and why the other one born like perfect in our understanding? If God is fair. Isn't God fair? Any doubts that God is fair? No, right? But why that situation happens? If you see in front of you, there is no reason to justify this and this incarnation. It's just because it didn't come from this life, from this incarnation. It came from previous incarnations. That's probably something that you did in the past. And you don't remember anymore because it comes from previous lives. This is spiritual intelligence. This is SQ. That's when you cannot understand with all the material facts that are right on your side. And then you have some information, extra information, coming from the spiritual world that tells you, oh, maybe that's it. And now the puzzle fits. You got the last piece of the puzzle, and it's easier to understand. SQ open our horizons and make us more creative. It is an intelligence that drives us. And we didn't ever know that we had until somebody said, yeah, we have an SQ. And now we have it. Yay, cool. I acquired that. No, it was always with us. It's just that we didn't realize. We didn't have focus, new perspective in life. Like I said right here. The intelligent man, according to the pattern of Jesus, is the one who, being great, knows how to lower himself to help those who walk in a sub-level, consecrate himself for the good of others so that others share the ascension to God. Emmanuel, it was written by Chico Xavier, one of our greatest mediums in Brazil. What is he saying here? If you guys like sports, or ever heard about sports, normally we say that if a strong team play with the weak one, and start playing the weak's game, they don't know how to play that. And at this point, the weaker part knows how to play a weak game. So the weaker has an advantage because they can win. Emmanuel is saying that exactly the opposite. Don't try to bring them to your game. Go down to their level and then raise them with you. Don't try to, that's a saying from Einstein that is, you can try to make a fish to breathe out of the water. But you think that she's going to climb a tree, you're crazy. That's too much. So you have to go by steps. You have to level yourself to the person and then see where you can take her with you. Not try to level her by your level and then see if it works. It doesn't. Normally it doesn't. This is spiritist intelligence. Because, first of all, sometimes, why do we say so be it? What so be it means? Can you change somebody? Right? But when we got married especially, we're going to say, yeah, she's like that, but yeah, I'm going to change that. And years after, say, uh-oh, didn't work. The same for her to him. Uh-oh, didn't work. The only ones that we can change is ourselves. We cannot change our partners. They need to change by themselves. So what they're saying here is like, understand that. Understand that you need to change. And when you change, awesome. If the other part doesn't change, it's not your fault. But you try. You show, you start to lead by example. I'm doing my part. If you want to do yours, fantastic. If you don't want to do yours, then we're going to find a different plan. Let's go to plan C, plan D, plan E, whatever plan it is. But the only ones that we can change is ourselves. And when you change yourself and you want to try to help, not change, help somebody else, you lower yourself. And lower is not diminish the others, just like we are not in the same level of understanding. We just go to this person level of understanding and try to make some reasoning considerations or some reasoning understanding, and then see where you can go with him or her. Types of intelligence. This is awesome. Then this is the way to understand what is spiritual intelligence. IQ. Ask what you ask on IQ. What? What is this? What am I doing? What? Somebody said what? What? EQ. How that is made. How that happened. How things are like that. SQ. Why? Why am I here? That's the main question. And if you have any knowledge about corporate speakers, there is a guy called Simon Sinek, and he released a book that's called Start with a Why. He even made a golden circle, and he said that what you sell is not what, the product. What you sell is why. Why are you in the market? Why you open your business? Translate that to ourselves. Why are we in planet Earth? And now what can we do in planet Earth? If you understand why, it's easy to know what to do. But if you don't understand why, how can you know what to do? You're just going to try. But you have to understand why. Why am I here? Why? Don't go to why me. Because you do too much. Why me? Why not him? No, why me doesn't work. It's not good. But why? Why this is happening? What is behind the situation? Why this person come to me talking like this, but not you questioning with outrageous feelings? Why? That must be some motivation for him or her to talk to me like this. And maybe her day or his day is not good. Maybe his life is not good. Maybe he's not okay with himself or herself. And they're going to buy the what, which is what she or he is telling you? No. Understand why. Makes it easier. Makes it easier for you to react instead of just to proact instead of react. We have to be one step ahead. We have to understand those kind of things. It will save energy for us. It will save peace in the end. Because you're not going to be bothered by external things if you don't want to be bothered. What's your name? Jacob. This is a gift, but this is a box. It doesn't smell very good. And it goes tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And I'm going to give it to you. Do you take it? Really? Even if it tick-tock and smells like bad? Really? Wow, you're one of a kind. Normally you're going to say, no, I don't want it. So this is like when somebody comes to you and offends you. If you, with your spiritual intelligence, materialize that offense like a smelly box that goes tick-tock. Remember, I'm over 50, so I'm analog. So my bomb goes tick-tock, okay? You're not going to take it. You're not going to take it. But you take the offense. And you get mad with that. Why? It doesn't belong to you. Maybe the person that is offended is very, mad with life, not with you. And even so, you don't blink and get offended. Boom, the bomb explodes. And you walk over with whatever it stinks. So, ask you, why is this person coming to me with this kind of attitude? I never did anything to harm him or her. Why? Maybe there's something. Let me think. Let me step on his shoes and see the life through the new perspective of his eyes, not mine. Ask you. Life purpose. SQ allows me to ask if I want to see, like, gift, create diversities, etc. And if I want to work within the limits of the situation proposed by my IQ and EQ. Sometimes the limits proposed by my intelligence or my emotional intelligence are too narrow. They won't give me any answers or any satisfaction, because they are too narrow, because I didn't thought it thoroughly. I didn't think the way I should. We need to understand that we have one step above, and we can use that kind of intelligence. What is this intelligence? It's the intelligence that Spiritism gives to us. We have to understand that we can act differently, but we have to stop reacting and start proacting, start being smarter in a spiritual sense. SQ gives us ultimate purpose to understand one's reality, and it is the recognition of our highest possibilities of how to use an information or object in the service of a good relationship with people, environment, and spirituality. Understand one's reality. Put yourself in their shoes. Look with their perspective, not yours. My generation was told that the genes control our lives. And then the scientists came to tell that what triggers the genes is perception. So your perception is different than hers. You have a different thumbprint, don't you? Everyone has a different thumbprint from the other. That means that we have different perspectives. As a matter of fact, proved by scientists, we lie to ourselves 4 hours a day. You know why? Because we need to save energy. So if we need to construct every single information that comes to us, we're going to be depleted of glucose, energy for our body. So when you see a car coming, instead of waiting for your retina to capture all the information and put the puzzle together, your brain lies, say, you're going to die if you cross the road because the car's going to run over you. Maybe not. But in order to save energy, it lies to you. And if it lies this way, it lies to so many other things that you don't want to spend time and energy thinking about it. Again, ultimate purpose to understand one's reality. If it happens to us, it happens to them. And it's the recognition of the highest possibilities in how to use an information or object in the service of a good relationship with people. Good relationship with people. Not kicking people away. Not saying I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear that. Understand, you have tools. Are you going to use it or not? We say you don't use, you lose, right? And that's very true. Any skills that we don't use, normally we lose them. We are charged to prepare the reign of good announced by Jesus, to furnish the explanations that will render it impossible for men to continue to interpret the law of God according to their passions, to pervert the meaning of what is holy, a law of love and of kindness. Spiritist book, question 627. What is saying like that? Right there. It's our duty to try to be as true to love and kindness as we can. Yes, we don't understand love in a fully potential, because normally or usually we don't love ourselves with that kind of energy or power or intensity. So that's hard to understand love if we don't love ourselves. It's hard to give something that we don't have. But what's saying there is like, stop interpreting the Bible, the gospel, or any holy words through your perspective. Because that's so easy, right? Oh, he said that. Oh, that means this. We do that all the time. We have a game, a kid's game, that is a line, 5, 6 people. You tell something to the first one, that tells to the second one, and when it comes to the 5th or 6th, the message is totally distorted. Sometimes it's not even the original message anymore, because we interpret the message. We don't repeat it as is. And all of a sudden, in the end, what is like, oh, I want to ride a bicycle, can be, oh, I want to have a popsicle. It's totally different. And that's what we do. That's what we do with the teachings that we learn, that we study. We make them suitable to ourselves, instead of we being suitable to the teachings and try to change. How to develop IQ? Daniel Zohar has identified 10 qualities common to spiritually intelligent people. See if you find any resemblance. They practice and stimulate deep self-knowledge. Please tell me if you ever heard in any spiritual lecture, any lecture that doesn't talk about self-knowledge. It's a common subject. Everything goes through self-knowledge. Man, know thyself. And then you can understand life, or you can start understanding life. So this is Spiritism, right there. They are driven by human values, idealists, and believe in life. Ring a bell? Hopefully. They are able to face challenges and use adversity in their favor. Have you ever thought about what pain is? Oh, pain is pain. It's painful. I don't like pain. Yeah, but if it doesn't hurt, you don't move. If you're going to stay forever in the state that you are, if it does not hurt. So pain is the force that drives you to change. Use adversity in their favor. How? Understanding what is adversity. You got sick. Is that the end of the world? Is that a huge mistake by God? Or is there something lying behind your sickness? Spiritism tells us that any sickness, it's a pay attention time. Like, hey, you're doing something wrong. I'm going to give you a timeout in bed. Think about it. Correct, and keep on going. You don't correct. You don't think about it. You stay in bed cursing your bad luck. You wake, you get some medicine. You get better. You go out. You get sick again. Same deal. Hey, pay attention. Up to a point that you develop a really bad sickness, a really bad condition. And that happens, and it's not me talking. See any medicine white papers that talk about the influence of emotions in your health. You can develop tumors, cancers, and all the good stuff. So it's up to us to understand and try to stop that. They are holistic. They have vision of one. They have the vision of the integrated whole and the perception of unit. We all related to each other. What happened here can reflect miles away or on the other side of the earth. Whatever you do has a consequence, and will come back to you as well. So we are a whole, and we are a unit. Once, one of the nurses that worked with Mother Teresa of Calcutta told her, sister, I'm really tired, but I'm happy that I'm working with you, but I feel so helpless. I feel so powerless. I feel like a drop in the ocean. And Sister Teresa told her, well, my daughter, the ocean is made of drops. So if you take all the drops, there is no ocean. The vision of the integrated whole. Yes, do your part. What is behind that? Do your part. Doesn't matter if the other doesn't. You do your part. And if you do your part and your example leads somebody else to do their part, good for you. It's a domino effect. But if you don't start, who's going to start? Who's going to be the first one to do that? I'm going to wait for somebody to do it? Well, I'm just telling you that the reincarnation line is getting bigger and bigger. Why? Because nowadays, moms and dads are having less children. So your opportunities to reincarnate and try to do it again right are getting lower. Are you going to wait for the next life to try to do good? I don't believe so. I hope not. They celebrate diversity as a source of beauty and learning. I can learn with everyone that is around me, and it doesn't matter if it knows more or less than me. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes the most humble person can teach you the lesson of your life. But you have to be there, and you have to be willing to listen. Otherwise, you're just going to pass by, and there's a chance they pass by you. Spiritual intelligence. They have independence of thought and behavior. Free will. Right? Free will. What we do with the free will, it's up to us. But we do have free will. They always ask why and how. Spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence. They are agents of transformation. What are we? Agents of transformation. If we can help people to change, if they're willing to understand and to know something different, yes, you, me, we are agents of transformation. And that's why we have spiritist intelligence. They have the ability to put things and themes in a broader context. Things and themes. They can take something that seems simple or not worthy, or you're not going to pay attention to that, and put in a context that, yes, you need this. You need to pay attention to that. This can be the difference in you struggling or having a fuller life. Sometimes it's the detail of the detail, and that can be very simple. But we need to have a new perspective, have a new focus. They have spontaneity of gestures and attitudes and are emotional balanced. Well, that I'm going to say for the next life. Don't know about you, but emotionally balanced, I think it's like, I hope. I try, but I know that it's kind of a to-do list. But if you dream a dream, it has to be big, right? Otherwise, it's not a dream. So, yeah, maybe we can put that as our biggest dream, to be emotionally balanced. They are sensible, fraternal, and compassionate. That we can be. But again, this takes focus. This takes change our daily attitudes, change our daily habits. And you're just going to change your habit when you repeat the same thing over and over up to a point that you scratch the old habit, and the new thing that you're doing replace as a new habit. You have to do it over and over and over and over and over. Otherwise, we're going to kick back to the whole habit. That's how we are. That's how our brain is wired. Happiness depends on the individual's own qualities, not on the material state of the environment in which he's found. Isn't that a great saying? Isn't that a great truth? It doesn't depend on anybody's on my side. It depends on me. It depends on my mental state. It depends on my will. It depends on how happy am I to be living. I don't know if you guys know Tony Robbins, a speaker. I was watching a lecture of him, and he said that he was in a company, and he asked, "What is happiness for you? Like, when are you going to be happy?" And the owner of the company said, "Well, when I lost 0.1 of body fat in my body." There was no 0.1 on his body. He was like thin as he could be. So he put his happiness level attached to something that is really, really, really hard to get. And Tony was saying, in the end of the chairs, there was somebody almost jumping, like the donkey at Shrek. "Pick me, pick me, pick me." He said, "Yes, what is happiness for you every day above the ground?" It seems that it's simple. But if it's really what makes you happy, being alive, well, it's hard for you to not get happy, right? It's hard for you not to be happy every day. It's hard for you to not find reasons to keep yourself in a good state. But if you attach your happiness to a goal that is really hard to get, this is not being spiritual smart. This is not being emotionally smart, and this is not even being intellectually smart. We can get our goals, we can have our goals, but put them in the highest level, something that you're putting yourself in a very turbulent water, to say the least. We always thought that our life would be awesome when we reach the flat top, right? We grow, we stop growing, and we reach the plateau, right? Check this out. Raf, is audio's okay? Thank you.
When we die, our lifeline does this. When we're alive, our lifeline does this. Notice how that connects with our real experience of life. Life is full of ups and downs. It means you're alive. Twists and turns. Love and loss. Happiness and sadness. Success and failure. We experience extreme highs, peaks, and summits. and at the same time experience the troughs, the lows, and submit. Life is kind of like one big crazy roller coaster. It starts slowly, fills you with anticipation and curiosity, takes you up, and then sends you flying down, only to rise up quickly again. We laugh until it hurts. We cry inside a little. Experience a few moments where we wanted to stop and hope it's all over, but it just keeps going. We somehow think that success is linear, an upward line. There is literally no case study for that. Everyone we admire has ups and downs. Your body mostly replaces itself every 7 to 15 years. The organs that work the hardest have the fastest changeover. You get a whole new skin every 2 to 4 weeks. Your red blood cells last less than half a year. And your liver renews itself at least once every couple of years. The universe is always changing. We are always changing. But we want to remain the same. We settle for security, not recognizing that a flat lifeline means we're dead. Real life is ups and downs. Death looks like this. Every time I see that, I remind myself, this is living. This isn't. In the journey of life, we pass pleasure and pain. There will be sunshine and rain. There will be loss and gain. But we must learn to move forward again and again. Don't judge the moment. Don't try to hang on because it will keep pushing you forward. And remember, this morning, if you're healthy, you're happier than the 1 million people that will not survive this week. If there's food in your fridge, shoes on your feet, clothes on your body, a bed to sleep on, and a roof over your head, you're richer than 75% of people in the world. And if you have a bank account, money in your wallet or a purse, or coins in a jar, you're in the top 8% of the world's wealthiest. We cannot avoid the ups and downs, but we can change the way we see them. Because as Wayne Dyer said, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change.
We can change the way we think we see the things. Again, not a religion, but a new perspective on life. Our perspective looks for the richest. Look for the ones that have more money, more things in life. Don't look back. We are among the 8% richest people in the world. Did you notice? Did you understand what that means? And you're still saying to yourself that, oh, poor me? No. Our body renew itself in 7 years. What that means? What is a sickness? It's a part of our body that gets sick, gets some illness. If this part renew in 7 years, if you eliminate the cause that create the sickness, the new body part will heal, will grow. Okay. So, where is the link? Where is the problem? Our thoughts. The feelings that our thoughts generate. The constant feelings that we like to feed inside our brain. That generate emotions. Emotions generate chemicals inside of us. Chemicals start attacking one side of our body, one organ, one part, and we get sick. If we have this capability of renewing our body, and it's given by God, we don't even do anything to do it. Have you ever thought, oh, yes, now I'm going to change my body. Change. No, we don't do that. The body does by itself. It's not something conscious. So we have this wonderful gift from God. and we keep the same habits and the same pattern of IQ, not even EQ, that made us sick. Not a new religion, but a new perspective on life. Change your focus and see your life change. It's not enough to know what things are like. It's not enough to know what a thing is like. It's not enough to have emotions about a thing. One must ask why and make this thing socially useful. It's not enough to just know Spiritism. It's not enough to feel better about it. It is necessary to use the knowledge to propagate education, health, protection to the environment, and especially to develop fraternity, charity, that helps our brothers in their path. How many times, I'm going to say a day, we have a chance to help a brother, a sister, and we choose to keep on going because we are so busy, because we are late, because anything. It's not enough just to know Spiritism. A great speaker said, information without action equals hallucination. Information without action equals hallucination. Let not us be the hallucinating ones. Let's be real. Let's understand. If we are sitting here, we are setting ourselves to a mission. Which mission is that? Talk to your friends. You're not going to push. Remember, so be it. If the person doesn't want to change, it's not on you to change anybody. But if somebody comes for you, spend some time. Try to pass the knowledge that you have. If you don't have knowledge enough, ask, read, inform yourself, and then you can help people. There's nothing better than help somebody else. You believe me, you are helping yourself much more than you ever can understand by helping others. And only if your goal is not to help yourself. Truly, the intelligent man is not the one who calculates, but rather which transfuses one's reasoning into emotions to understand life and sublimate it. My friends, we have to find a way to elevate our actual state. If you think that you are inside your comfort zone, get out of that. It's not get out of the comfort zone, expand your comfort zone. Every time, go one step further. Every time, try something different. You'll never know what's going to happen if you don't try. If you know if you're going to be nice or not if you don't try. And that's what it is, spiritual intelligence. See the chance, see the opportunity. Act. Don't react. Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank our brother Peter for this talk. One of the greatest way for us to get